Yo, what's up, guys? It's Chris and Eli, Mental Health Anonymous. We're here. It's been a little bit since we put up an episode, but we've been busy. Um, Safe spot over here. A couple guys just talking about mental health stuff, man. A couple guys going through stuff. A couple guys been through stuff already. And we're trying to just help the whole world and have open dialogue, vulnerable conversations, topics, and just being open and honest for not only ourselves but for everybody else who tunes in and listens to us. So we are moving along here. This is episode 8 already. It's super exciting because this was an idea not too long ago, right? Like this was only a thought for a while. Like this was, doing this little podcast thing. It was, um, yeah, it's so wild how something goes from being an idea to being right in front of you in real life, right? And to being like real time, real life. Pretty wild. So episode 8 is gonna be cool because it's actually my favorite number. And we've got some good topics for today, like a good topic or two. It actually comes from my boy Ray. So Ray, I hope you listen and I hope it's good, man. And if you got stuff to say it. And anybody else. So this came from one of my good people, this guy Ray, man. Used to work with him, and Ray's always been super incredibly positive and supporting and encouraging and motivating for me personally, since I've been home, and just an incredibly positive person for me, and in my corner, and he texts me, and so it's cool, man. So I got to talking to Ray today a little bit, and he came up with some good stuff. I asked him what, if anything he thought off the top of his head that we could talk about, or anything, he wanted us to touch on a little bit, and he came up with some good stuff. But before that, um, we're gonna we're gonna do our little check-in. I got a great question. Me and Eli got a great question. Hold on real quick. I totally messed up. Eli did not introduce himself because I just been talking the whole time. So Eli, please go talk.
What's going on, guys? It's Eli here. Just again, another episode of Mental Health Anonymous, and excited. So it has been a little while. We've been quite busy, both good and bad, but mostly good since the last episode. A lot of good things have happened, and we're gonna share them with you guys. We're excited to share them. We're excited to talk with you guys, and yeah, I definitely am. So
Yeah,
we're gonna do our check-in, and we'll get into the episode.
word, no doubt. So I just want to say too, like this is therapeutic for me. I don't know about you, Eli, but like for me, this is therapeutic, and I feel like I almost needed to do this episode right now. Like it's yearning, yearning to talk right now and just do this, right? So all right. Yo, Eli, take it away with the check-in, dog. You set it off. Go ahead.
Check-in. The check-in question. Um, what is your mantra? And it could be a saying, it could be a quote, it could be something you live by. Um, what is your mantra? And what is something that you can remind yourself of every single day when things aren't going so well? What is something that you can remind yourself of in the morning to get through the day? Um, yeah, and we want to hear it. We want to hear your mantra. So should I go first? Should I?
Yeah, real quick. So kind of explain how big a mantra should be, right? What do you think? Like, how long is a mantra? A phrase, a sentence, a couple sentences, a line from a song? Like, how long is a mantra?
Well, I think that's to each his own. It could be a quote from a song. It could be a a paragraph or so from a book.
Mhm.
If you can
Poem,
remember that, a poem, yeah, a poem that you can
right?
eat and
So what's cool about a mantra is that there's no size to it, right? Like you can have a couple of words, you can have a whole thing that's a mantra. A mantra is specific and individual to you, and it's what makes you feel encouraged and makes you feel good and powerful and ready to go take on the world. So that's let's hear your mantra, Eli.
my mantra.
Yeah.
Everything is a mess, yet all is well. Everything is
Say
a
it again.
mess, yet all is well. I
Wow.
with life in general, we have to expect that there's going to be messy times and messy happenstances and circumstances and situations and things like that. Um, Yet all is well. In some way, shape, or form, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're exactly who you are supposed to be in the moment. And to me, for me, that is encouraging because I can say that when times get tough, and it could be a small thing, it could be the smallest thing in the world that is just like is an annoying uh or discouraging, um but all is well. I think that part of the mantra, it's like a contrast for me, when things are black and white, you know. Um, so I don't know, like I don't know how to explain the mantra. I don't want to get too deep into it, my mantra, but
It's it's pretty deep, bro. Just that little line, right? Just that little line. Say it again for me one more time.
everything is a mess, yet all is well.
Everything is a mess, but yet all is well. That's beautiful and incredibly deep.
Yeah.
But it's motivating and it's encouraging, right? And it's something that gives you the strength to continue doing what you do
Yeah.
every single day and to continue going through the shit you go through every single day. That's what empowers you. That's that when you hear that, when you tell yourself that, you get a second wind, you get a refresh
Yeah.
on life, right? You get okay back in that paradigm, that mindset, right? So that's an excellent mantra to have. Yeah.
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 You know where actually I came across that mantra? It was
No.
in when I was in the hospital, in the psychiatric hospital. Um, yeah, just after I was released from prison. And I think at the time, it was definitely something that I needed for sure. Because in my life, after having gone through what I had gone through and not really being able to see a future for myself, no matter how like encouraging people were and supportive people were, because I did have that. I had like, thankfully, I had a supportive circle around me. The place that I was in was really um, encouraging you to kind of set goals and have like get yourself back together in some kind of stable way. And in my life of stability, that I mean, my life of instability, that I came across that in a book that I was reading. Um, and I had to repeat it to myself because when I was in that hospital, man, I was so discombobulated and unstructured, and it was perfect because that's what at the time my life was. It was really discombobulated and unstructured. It was a mess, and yet all was well. Um, I was in a safe place. I had a safe, um, the environment was safe. The people that I was around were safe, and all was well. And that little that little mantra was like a little step towards getting better for me. And I did. I got better from that. And so I can remind myself now that everything is a mess, yet all is well.
Every day,
Every
no matter the bullshit,
yeah.
no matter the bullshit that we go through,
Hmm.
it's still okay because we're still here and we still have a chance and we still can make a difference.
Yeah.
We could still all be okay. We could still all strive for that happiness and that positivity and that peace, that inner peace in life. We can do that every day
Yeah.
and we're going to get there. We're all going to get there.
Having a mental breakdown, it really shuts you down. It really shuts you down and like shuts down all of your rational thinking, like all of your thoughts and your positivity and all that stuff kind of leaves and escapes you. So, how do you get it back when you're when you're on zero or negative, you know? How do you recharge and refill? And um by saying all is well, it kind of gives you a little bit of hope, a little bit to kind of like feed off of, you know?
That's super dope.
Yeah.
That's like super duper dope and super duper deep. And that was incredible because that's right and that's real.
Yeah.
And so I want people out there who are listening to this to understand that we know, right? What Eli just shared is so incredibly vulnerable and okay.
Yeah.
And it's good because people need to be able to say, shit's fucked up.
Yeah. I was at a point in my life where things were not okay, you know, where I wasn't okay.
And
And
you were aware. You were aware though
yeah.
that that you were not okay at that point. And thank God for that awareness too,
Mm-hmm.
right? That allows you to get the fucking help that you needed, right? And so yeah, going into what did you call it? Because I don't want to missay it or say it like rude or anything like that, but the psych ward, right? Like
It was like
yeah,
it was a mental,
a mental ward inside of a hospital, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah, because you had a breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all is well though, because you had the love and support on the outside of your body, on the outside of your body and you had all of the people and all of the love and all of the support. But none of those things were it.
Mm-hmm.
None of those people, places, things, love, support, hugs, kisses, none of that stuff was what Eli needed at that moment,
Right.
right? That was not your safe place. And I think we discussed it too when that was going on. You and I discussed that things can be positively overwhelming too.
Yeah.
Just because you use the word overwhelming, it doesn't necessarily mean bad. You were overwhelmed with love. You were overwhelmed with affection at and things, right? Right? Your people hooked you up, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So you were overwhelmed in an incredibly positive way, but at a time that you probably needed
To
to
process.
be alone, to process, right? And to uh slowly, one step at a time, push your foot back out there, right? But you didn't, and I'm so sorry because it's such a beautiful thing, right? Not everyone has that love, right? Not everyone has that kind of support.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? And I'm so sorry that happened, but I understand. I get it, and it's such a blessing to have those people, right? And but sometimes, especially in that moment, Eli, doing what you just accomplishing, defeating, conquering everything that you just did,
Yeah.
you gotta sit the fuck down. You gotta sit down in the shower by yourself for a day. Go to bed. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, thank you so much for sharing that because that's beautiful. That's 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 what Mental Health Anonymous is about.
Yeah.
Is about that openness, that vulnerability, that strength and power to come out and say, yeah, I get it. I've been there, dude. I've been there. Yeah, I've had my share, bro. I've had my that's a different topic for a different episode for a different day.
Yeah.
But we can relate to anybody listening. I mean, from the worst to the worst to the best to the best. Like I think we can all relate in some way or another. So that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
no doubt. So
Yeah.
your mantra.
My mantra, well, not as deep as that. No, I'm gonna be totally honest, dude. My mantra is not that powerful. But my mantra is incredibly powerful for me.
Yeah.
And you know my mantra. My mantra comes from a song. Uh, it comes from the Kill Switch Engage cover of Dio's Holy Diver, and the part with ride the tiger. He says ride the tiger. He sings it. Ride the tiger. Right? It's sick. It's so sick, and all I can think about is me on top of a tiger, on top of a mountain,
I love that.
like lightning and thunder, and like ride the tiger, bro. Like ride the tiger through the jungle. Like get on and ride this bitch. Ride this life shit. Ride it
Yeah.
thunderously, vigorously.
Yeah, yeah.
Ride it. Take a hold of it. It's a tiger. It's not a horse. I'm not talking about ride the horse. Talking about ride the pony and the llama at the pet show. Talking about ride a fucking tiger.
Yeah, man.
Life is that tiger, so ride that shit.
I love it.
So that yeah. So that's incredible. Anytime I Eli, you know what that song is for me and my inspiration because I've listened to it the day of the fucking play to get amped up. I listened to it at 6 o'clock in the morning the day I went to the parole board to get amped up. I listened to it on the way home after prison. I listened to it on the way to job interviews. I listen to it for everything because it just gives me life.
Yeah, yeah.
Ride the fucking tiger.
You know, I had to play that when we were on our hike too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So shout out, of course, obviously, Ronnie James Dio and his creation of Holy Diver, but thank you so much to my favorite band, Killswitch Engage, for absolutely slaughtering that and making that into just like an incredible thing for me. Um, so, all right, cool, man. That was our check-in. So you guys, it's your job. Tell us what is your mantra. Let us know in the comments or whatever. And what's crazy is I wanted to do this on TikTok too. I wonder if we can do the same thing we're doing right now, but live again, tomorrow night or something on TikTok live. So I think let's try to do that because I think that'd be cool to do the same thing live, right? I don't know. Um, cool. So yeah, man. All right, we rolling right along here. There's so not enough time to get through all this stuff. First, just to recap, since we've been gone, man. 4th of July was crazy. We had an insane 4th of July. This was Eli's first 4th of July home, my second. Shout out to all our guys out here celebrating life and being free, and shout out to all the guys that still got to come home, that are good dudes that um, deserve to be home and free with their families and love. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't deserve it. And 4th of July, man. Yo, I don't think anybody had a better 4th of July than us, bro. I took Eli for a leisurely hike this time. I'm sorry we didn't do any recording like we did with that horrible, uh, horribly overworking hike that we took with Eli that he described as leisurely. So I took Eli, me and my girl took Eli on a very leisurely hike. And
was. It was leisure.
it was, yeah, and it was pretty freaking sick though. Like it was sick. So
What a
we could
day.
probably post pictures up.
What a
What's
day.
that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely gonna share some pictures. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I do we like on TikTok, right? Like we could
No,
do that on
like
TikTok.
on this, we're gonna have them up on this episode.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
However you make it happen, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Me and Eli on the 4th of July, my girlfriend too, we went to Lake Minnewaska up past New Paltz in New York. So anybody who knows what Lake Minnewaska is, if you've ever been there, then you already know the incredibility of it. And if you've never been there, then make sure you put that on your list to be there because it's breathtaking. I've been there, been going there the last 20 years of my life, and every time it's the first time. So um, we got caught in one of the biggest storms of the summer. We were on the top of the mountain. It was insane. It was so nuts. Up there on top of the mountain, just so happened to be like the safest place because hours and hours later, when we got back down off the mountain, it was like a tornado ravaged, from here to home. I mean, it was really bad. No tornado, but there was,
80
there
mile.
were, huh?
There was 80 mile an hour winds.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a really, really bad storm. Um, but we stayed up on top of the mountain through the duration of the storm. No sense in driving through it. Super dangerous. We are incredibly cautious because we love our fucking life. Um, and so afterwards, after the storm cleared, there was a rainbow that came out. The clouds started parting, and the sun came back out. And I said, yo, I'm going swimming. I haven't been swimming in over 8 years, 8, 9, 10 years since well before I went away. And I haven't been swimming since. And my God, I literally took a bath and I washed off years of fuckery in this 20,000 plus year old lake carved out of glaciers underneath a rainbow and parting. I thought I was going to heaven. I didn't know what was happening because I'm pretty sure like I was on my way. I thought, and I wasn't though. I was alive and it was the best swim of my entire life and the water was beautiful and it was so incredible, man. I had to beg Eli to get in the damn water. You wouldn't believe how hard I had to try to get this kid to get in the water. I had to peer pressure him for a good thing. I literally like if that was crack, you'd call me a bad person. You know what I'm saying? But eventually after I called Eli enough names and whatnot, he relented and finally did some fucking flips and got in the water, right? And had one of the best times of his life. I'm sure he felt just the way I did when he went into that water.
I did.
And those
Free.
those years washed away. Those years, peace. It was peace. I feel like peace just came over me. And it was nuts. I was in my regular clothes. I ripped my shirt off. I went in my jean shorts and I left my weed in my pocket. It was horrible. But my God, it was awesome. Talk about it, E.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the trail was really nice. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day before the storm came, and then all of a sudden it just started pouring. It was nighttime out. It was like pitch black skies. It was gray and rain, and we got rained on, ran all the way back to the car, soaked. The rain stopped. Um yeah, here's some pictures. Here's some pictures. We're gonna we're gonna show some good pictures.
This is the part where Eli's gonna interject the picks,
Yeah.
I think. Or maybe he'll do it at the end. Who knows? I don't know anything about computer stuff.
Right now, right now. And
Right now, picks.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's cool.
you want it closer?
I wish we could make the red brighter. I wish there was a way to like kind of edit the screen, you know?
Yeah.
Just make it a little bit redder. I'm telling you, I'm taking that one picture that we took that night and framing it, like blowing it up nice, framing it, and putting it in that RTA art auction.
Okay, bug. Yeah. And so we had a blast. We had a really good time. There were people swimming in this lake before the storm came. Um and it was packed. I didn't think that we would go swimming. I didn't bring any swimming clothes or anything like that, you know. I thought we were just going on a hike. Um but it turned into, after this storm and the lake was empty, there was nobody in this lake. There was some lady that said we can't go swimming in the lake because you have to have like some kind of club membership or something like that. And yeah, there were people who were like leaving and saying that they were told they can't swim in the lake, so Chris was like, whatever, whatever, I'm going swimming finally. And you know what? It was awesome. I definitely got to see Chris have a moment of like just being free. And I was like, damn, if I had to change of clothes maybe. And he's like, oh, I got shorts in the car. And I was like, damn it, so I have to go. And so um yeah, man, I got in there, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. And he couldn't have made it any more like majestic. And it was too unreal to be real. Just the beauty of this lake and the surrounding environment, and we had it all to ourselves. So um yeah, that was incredible, and it was a great 4th of July. And afterward, we were soaked, um and the rain cleared up, sky cleared up, there was fireworks, we had pizza, and it ended up being a good night, man. It ended up being a really good night. So I'm glad that we had that moment. Yeah.
I'm so glad that it worked the way that it did, Eli.
Yeah.
Really, really, I mean that from me to you. I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did, dude. I know I get the other stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm happy that God made this what it was.
Hmm.
So, um, no words for that. I mean, that was fucking outrageous, dude. It was outrageous. So, uh, yeah, all right, cool, man. So, yo, with all that being said, right? Again, listen, just a couple of dudes here talking about real life stuff, right? We're not therapists, we're not clinicians, we're not psychiatrists, we're not none of that. This ain't no 12-step program. This isn't a recovery thing. This is let's go through stuff together. Let's make us okay. Let's all work through stuff and be okay to share, because that's sometimes all you need, right? It's just you need to hear people say how you feel in order for you to be like, yeah, me too. Yeah, I feel like that too. And how can I feel better? And all you got to do is want it. All you got to do is want it. You got to want it. And you got to try this much, literally. I don't know. I hope you can see it. That much. Um, to make a change. So, let's get started here. So I'm gonna go back through what my boy Ray said here, right? So yeah, let's see. Yeah, Ray said, I asked him, I said, anything you want us to talk about or hit on? He said, yeah, absolutely. Overthinking the small problems in life. In other words, making a mountain out of a molehill. And self-doubt and second guessing yourself. Wow. If that's not relevant to every single person's life, listen, if you're one of those people, you don't ever doubt or second guess yourself, cool, man, that's crazy. Tell me how to do it. I don't, give me the guide, or the advice to help me not you know, second guess things. Overthinking the small problems in life, making a mountain out of a molehill. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I mean, we're not talking about like when you get a flat tire, right? Like, and you're just making the biggest thing or getting so souped up and overwhelmed about that. Because to me, when I get a flat tire, and I don't really drive much, but I remember driving my mom's car, and on the way back, I hit a fucking pothole, and I'm like, damn it. And I heard the thing, and I was like, damn, you know. But all I could do was like put the spare on, like
Yeah,
spare on and like wait for the day that I can get a new tire for her, used tire or whatever. You know,
yeah.
that's what I did. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a small problem and there's small things what seem to be like the biggest things or what we make into the biggest things, making a mountain out of a molehill, right? Like how does that yeah, like how do you get past that?
Mm. That's a great question, right? Huh. I tell you what, I'm guilty of this every day, probably a lot, right? Yesterday I had a bad day. I will not share the details of my bad day because it's incredibly personal to me. Um, However, individually, I can share my bad day. That's not a problem. Excuse me. But I did, in fact, make a mountain out of a molehill. The last 24 hours sucked for me. Life, aside from those last 24 hours, is pretty damn incredible. But I had a moment yesterday. I had a failure. I had a catastrophic collapse, a catastrophic failure for me and what I expect of myself, and a little bit of the old me got out, man. And that's the best way I can explain it vaguely. And it's disappointing and it's frustrating and it hurts, but it's the truth. I overthink. I literally get inside my head and it is a dungeon of doom inside my brain if I sit there with the wrong things in it and the wrong things going through it. And overthinking just becomes this a whole different thing. And now I've really just went and made a complete mess out of something I could have just been like, ugh, whatever, you know? Which is usually how I am about things. You know what I'm saying? But so something I want to touch on with that being said too is that it's so important. Um, Eating and sleeping.
Mm.
If you don't eat somewhat right, if you don't sleep somewhat right, I'm not talking about you got to eat 3 fucking meals a day and this many calories and sodium and whatever. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about eating somewhat normal, right? And sleep. I'm not talking about 8 perfect hours of TV off, blissful fucking sleep. I'm just talking about a regular 6. You know, if you could get 6, 7, 8, 9, cool. Get what you can get, but you need sleep because the lack of sleep and the lack of properly eating somewhat normal will deteriorate your mental health faster than you can ever think about, faster than you'll ever even notice, and you will be so irritable, so on edge, so worked up, nerves are racked, everything is high intensity, and it's dangerous. It's fucking dangerous. So to anybody listening, please make sure you fucking eat, dude. I'm not just saying that because it sounds good. I know a lot of people are online and talking about you got to eat good and drink water and stuff. Listen, I'm just talking about your mental health. Um, and you've got to be able to eat and sleep right. If you don't, you're gonna fuck yourself up. And that's kind of what I did. For the last couple weeks, I've been super busy doing something. We'll talk about that another time. And not really eating right, not really sleeping right. And yesterday it kind of exploded, right? Um, so overthinking, how do you get through this stuff, right? That's what you asked, Eli. How do you get through the overthinking? I think that there's there's different ways to cope with that, right? There's different ways to get through that. How do you get through the overthinking and making a mountain out of a molehill? That's kind of where we just left off right now. So like I was saying, there's probably a bunch of different ways, right? I can tell you that for me, um, being aware, right? Like I think we know when we're in our heads. I think that we are aware of when we're freaking the fuck out and when we're overthinking and when we're in our brains, right? And so I think that the first part for me and maybe for others, I hope for others too, I think the first part of that is being aware of it, right? So if you're aware of that, that's what you're doing, and you've got to be able to isolate, bro. For me, it's isolate. I took a walk yesterday for 8 hours, bro. Probably longer. I took one of the longest, probably the longest walk of my life yesterday. Um, and I needed every step of it. I needed every bit of it, and it still wasn't enough. My soul was restless, right? And yeah, man, it's tough, right? So how do you deal with it? You've got to be aware, and then you've got to make the necessary effort and take the necessary immediate next best steps. Eat something, fucking eat something, and go to bed. Take a shower, take a warm, cool shower. Call somebody, bro. Call somebody. If you got nobody, I wish I could just hand out my number out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not afraid to take those calls, man, and answer, but there's not a chance in hell that I could take a million calls by myself. And you know what I'm saying? If a million people want to talk to Chris and Eli, that's gonna be hard, right? So this is a network that we're trying to build and grow for people to lean upon each other and to to therapy with one another, right? And um it's hard when you get amped up and you're making a big deal out of something trivial or something small. It could have just been the straw that broke the camel's back. It might not have been the craziest thing that happened all week, right? But it was just what it was. And us people that have been through some shit and we're fucking traumatized. It's not traumatized like, oh, we're scared. You know what I'm saying? Crying about it. It's traumatized like reactions. It's that's how we react. That's how we're wired to react to situations in certain ways, right? And they're not always the right reactions. They're not always the right way. And I know one thing about what happened yesterday is that for me, I've put in such, I can't even tell you how much work I've put in on myself to keep that version of me in the past. And it sucks, and I've worked so hard on myself and to have that that flare up, or I don't know what you would call it. I don't know. It's disappointing. And nobody's perfect, right? And that's a failure on my part, on my behalf. And you know, obviously nothing like horrible happened. Everyone is good and safe. Nothing, nothing bad happened. But it was just a shitty day, man. So making a mountain out of a molehill is not foreign to a lot of us. Right? Eli, you got anything to throw in on there? Before I kind of not go off topic, but into another little thing.
Um, no, I mean, I can say that I would get like that with relationships. You know,
Mm.
mountain out of a molehill in a relationship, and it being something where I can overreact to something or, misunderstand something and just kind of make the situation worse, you know.
Can you give me a situation like that is not a relationship? Can you give me a real life day-to-day scenario where you could be making a mountain out of a molehill that has nothing to do with a boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, out of the context of a relationship?
Um,
I'll tell you what I think. I'll give you an example of what I think of a regular situation, right? So you could be at work, right? You could hear some fucking whispers, people maybe talking about you, maybe you messed up or a little something, you know what I'm saying? And people are talking about you, and then you get paranoid. Right now, people are talking about you, people saying, you suck, or, what an idiot, what a loser. And because you're insecure and you're self-conscious, and you know, you're gonna get caught up. So now you went from, you know, people just maybe people probably aren't talking about it, right? And that's something that I've learned, because it's something I'm still to this day insecure with, is that if I'm near people, I feel like they're fucking talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a paranoid thing. And that's something that can make a mountain out of a molehill really, really quickly. And that's just a real life scenario. So here's my question to you guys, to the listeners, viewers, however you guys are taking us in, ingesting us. Give me a real life example, outside of a relationship, that you can make a mountain out of a molehill with. I want, some feedback on that. And again, come catch us on TikTok live, because I think we're gonna hit this on TikTok live, because this is a great chat. It Yeah, it's getting a little late. We're gonna wrap this up in the next 10 minutes or so. But I want to jump to one other thing that my boy Ray said here. Um, the need to, every once in a while, put yourself first, and you saying fuck everybody else around around you. Self-care, right? So selfish self-care, and the fact that it's good to be selfish. Sometimes it's almost incredibly necessary to be obnoxiously fucking selfish sometimes, and that's okay. And you've got to be okay with that as a person, as an individual. You've got to, don't get me wrong. Listen, time and a place, right? So, but when life is lifing, um, you've got to put you first. You, you, you are number one, right? If you ain't here, what happens, right? So, you know, you've got to be able to be selfish sometimes. You've got to be able to say go fuck yourself, right? I mean, and be okay with it, right? And stand firm on it, and be assertive in your selfishness, right? And you can listen. This is where, previous episode we spoke about communication, right? This is where the proper effective communication comes into play, because you don't got to be like, go fuck yourself, I'm being selfish. You can explain to somebody exactly what's going on without getting into the details of what you're going through, right? You can say, yo, look, I need some me time, I need some space, I'm gonna be MIA for a couple days, everything's cool, I'll holler at you in a week or two, right? So you can you can be in any scenario, and be any, from small to big. You can be in any scenario and be like, this ain't working. This isn't conducive to my fucking mental health and my growth, right? And my future, like in any sort of scenarios I'm talking about, right?
mhm.
So you've got to be selfish, man. You've got to be able to say, yo, need some space, dog. Stay away. Not now. Not now. I'll let you know when I'm good, when I'm ready, but I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna chill. So, for all of us, everybody listening right now, I'm sure is an empathist, or an empathist. How do you say
Empathy?
you say that? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And all of us, of course, don't live just for ourselves, but we put everybody before us, right? And so I'm selfish. Don't get me wrong, I'm a dick, right? Everybody knows that. um, but I want what Chris wants, and sometimes what's good for the goose is not good for the gander, right? So, um, it's healthy. It's incredibly healthy to say, "Yo, I need a couple days." And listen, man, I got a couple books right here, man. Get to reading. Greg Hurwitz, what Orphan X. So
Yeah.
thanks to Eli, dog. So this is what we do. We got the Gray Man over here, and we got the Holy Bible over here too. But that's just for alone time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, it's great to be selfish, and it's something that I have always told Eli, and this is super personal to me and Eli. You've got to be able to tell people no.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to tell people no. You've got to be me included. You'd be surprised at how much like I gotta, Eli needs to shut me up, dude, and Eli needs to say no and stand firm because I'll just be like, no, 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 and then that's it. But if Eli pushes back a little bit, I'm like, okay, yeah, you know. So, man, what you got on that?
I
What you
think you
got?
said it, man. I think you said it. The responsibility you have to yourself to say no, or to give yourself space, give yourself time, make sure that your sanity is in check. You don't want people and their energy rubbing off on you. And if you're always saying yeah, then you're gonna have that kind of come over you, and your energy is just gonna be, like, intruded upon. And sometimes people aren't even meaning to do that, like, but you just have to make sure that like, again, communication, you're making sure that um you're taking care of yourself. Self-care. That is super important. It's not wrong. Um and I'm speaking to myself too, because I do have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, and um making sure that I have, my head on straight, and that nobody's bothering me, or nothing's bothering me. Because there are times where, yeah, there's gonna be things that bother me, and I am getting a lot better about communicating that. And it could be about the smallest things. It could be about food. It could be about sleep and time. Your time is worth, so much. And people, you know people needing your time is is uh
Draining.
is draining. It is draining, and your time is valuable. Um, your time is valuable, and if it's getting in the way of your sleep time, or it's getting in the way of your alone time, or your time to recharge and rebuild, you just sometimes I'm socially overwhelmed. I'm socially exhausted, from work, or uh, like, I just need that time to myself to recharge. And it's important.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's important.
That's not wrong. That's right. That's literally the right thing to do.
Yeah. It,
That's literally the right thing to do. Tell somebody to go fuck themselves. Eli, what I tell you and all the guys. What I tell you and all the guys.
you could just tell me to go fuck myself.
I'm not gonna take any offense to it. You're not gonna upset me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I got thick skin. It's okay. Just tell me to go fuck myself. Don't bullshit me. Don't be nice to me because you feel like you gotta be nice to me. Don't tell me yes because you feel like you are my friend, so you have to.
But you
That's
do
not.
that because you know how important it is for somebody to be comfortable and feel okay in themselves. And,
Yeah.
and you don't want them to be disturbed, or, you know, uh, yeah, uncomfortable, overwhelmed. So that's good. And it's helpful to people who are afraid to be like, yeah, I need you to just chill right now. Just
That's it.
yeah.
And how many times have you and I done this exact fucking thing?
Yeah.
Dozens.
Yeah.
Dozens.
So self-care is truly important. It's
You
truly
gotta eat. You gotta sleep. You gotta have some alone time. You gotta think. Right. I'm not gonna say positively. You gotta make sure you're thinking fucking right because things get frazzled up here. Shit starts going like fucking haywire, and we're all a little bit fucking crazy, right? So when things start going haywire, you need a reset. You need a reset, man. And everybody's got to make sure to hit that reset button. You
yeah,
know what's crazy about this?
every day.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about the reset button that I talk about is it's literally a thing for me, right? And I haven't really used it in a long time, but it really is a fucking mechanism for me. So the best way that I could explain it is I used to work in the restaurants, fucking doubles, 12, 15, 16 hours, whatever. And when I get overwhelmed, I get fucking exhausted, tapping out, I gotta go take a piss, right? And I go to the bathroom, I just close my eyes. I'm like, yo, I just take some breaths, right breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. I do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a piss. And I just say, hey, my day just started. Brand new day, right now. Right now. This second is the restart. Like on a video game. It's like a fucking video game. Restart. I fucked up. I'm done with that one. I want to start over.
That's good.
I swear to God, that's literally my own tool. So if anybody could use that, it's literally a mind like convince yourself. You know what I'm saying? Which is,
That
and Eli, I told Eli yesterday, I think we were talking about this abundance of positivity that I really try to live, right? I really try to live this abundantly positive, encouraging, light-hearted, peaceful, happy lifestyle, right? And I'll be honest, just like we're all being honest, right? It is not a cover, right? It's not. I think I used the word facade with Eli the other day. Maybe a little bit of a facade, right? I fake it till I make it, man. I fake it till I make it, right? And I tell myself every day, you've got to speak it into existence, right? And you've got to live the life that you preach about, right? And so I'm guilty of not taking my own fucking advice. I'm guilty of not living the life that I talk about other people should do, right? I don't, I mess up. And that's okay because we're human. Everybody here is a human. And sure, it's discouraging, disheartening, but you got to be aware. And as long as you're aware and you grab a hold of it and you figure it out, dude. And sometimes we're at the wit's end, bro. And sometimes we feel like, fuck, right? God damn, bro. But you know, life it is so beautiful. There's so much to life, and I love it. And I promise you, and Eli knows this. Eli knows this, but I promise you, everybody who's listening, before I went to prison, prison is the best thing that ever happened to me. Prison is the greatest fucking thing that ever happened to my life. If it wasn't for prison, I would be dead. Right? I'd be dead on the side of the street. I'd be another fucking same old sad story, overdosed and did to this. And if it wasn't for prison, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be talking right now. I wouldn't be trying to help. I wouldn't be, because I'd be dead because that's where I was going. Right. So, um, fuck, I lost track of my thought. I hate when I do that. Um, you just got to be tough, man. You just got to be tougher than the situations. Not everything is easy. We overthink stuff. We're all a little bit maniac, right? We're all part of maniac. Otherwise, we wouldn't be listening to Mental Health Anonymous. Right? So we get it, you know, and we are the normal ones because we feel, we hurt, we love harder, tougher, better, different, not as good as it, not as good. as some other people give love, but us crazies, we give love in our own ways, man, and it's undying love, and it's real, and it's for everyone, man. And so, um, Eli, speak on it. You got some input before we start to wrap this shit up, or what's up?
Oh man. Um, well, I want to say that when people ask about you for like people are like, "Yo, how's Chris?" I'm like, "Chris is doing really good." Like Chris is doing really good. And I'm only saying that from the times that I've hung out with you and we've spent time together and we chit chat and like it's not a facade to me. Um so
Thank you.
yeah, it's not. It really isn't. And it's encouraging and you say super meaningful things all the time and it's stuff that gets you through the day. It's really like it's ride the tiger stuff. And so
Ride that fucking tiger.
yeah. Yeah. So you just keep on doing your thing. And we're here for each other just like we're here for everybody, you know?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
This is therapy for us too, man. I've been needing this. I've honestly been needing this. This is fucking awesome. What a cool outlet this is. I even if people don't listen, we've been doing all right though. I'm not gonna lie. Like as far as our listeners and shit, yo, we're doing good. People need to spread the word and we gotta get this, but it's a slow growing process. I promise we're gonna get this out. I want this to be worldwide. I want people to tune in. So I'm actually gonna get some business cards done up here. I don't know when, maybe the next few weeks. And just start putting them places, start putting them in my therapist's office and anywhere that kind of applies that um I can leave it without soliciting, right? So you guys that are listening, if you know where to leave a stack of fucking Mental Health Anonymous business cards that'll have us, our YouTube links on there and like a QR code for this and maybe the TikTok thing. I don't know how to do all that stuff, but I promise I'm gonna figure it out. um, Man, this was a beautiful episode, and thank you so much. Big shout out to my boy Ray for coming up with this incredible fucking topic right now, incredibly relevant to my life every day. And um, Ray's just been one of my favorite people since I've been home. I really mean that. Eli knows Ray. We did all that snow removal stuff with Ray and his son Kyle. Kyle's fucking awesome. They're super supportive of of us, man. That and Ray, thank you so much, bro, for the text, just always for the positivity, the encouragement, and it's needed, bro. I love it. I love that stuff, man. Everybody, I wish I need you to like say prayers for me right now because I pretty much have this job that I really want nailed down. I did all the interviews and I did really well. Just got to do this background check, but open, I'm honest with my situation. That's the only way to be. And I hope to God that I get this job because this is for me. And I'll share more of that in a couple weeks if it works out. And until then, please just pray for it to happen. Keep me in your thoughts and um, hopefully it goes well, man. So with that being said, man, Eli, what you got before it's over?
Oh, that's it, man. I think this was a great episode. Yeah, thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Ray. Great topics.
Yeah, thank you, Ray, for sure. Um, all right, guys, yo, Mental Health Anonymous, Chris and Eli. We just did number 8. This is wild. So check us out. Please share this, man. It's got to get shared or it's not going nowhere. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, or all that stuff. Come catch us on TikTok Live, man. We're gonna be getting up on there um together. And we're probably just gonna rerun this same topic. I think tomorrow or the next day and just get on TikTok live and talk it out live with some interaction and stuff. But we only want serious stuff relevant to our topics. You talk about your life, be open, share about your life, but please leave the bullshit alone. I know none of our listeners would do anything like that, but me and Eli got on TikTok live like last week, I think, just to try it out. And of course, there's somebody in there like talking crazy in the comments. So I don't know how to block people yet, but we're we're gonna figure that one out, dude. So yo, Mental Health Anonymous, Chris and Eli, check us out. Spread the word. Episode 8. I don't know what to title it. It might just be something with Ray, you know? And take care, man. Hit us up, stay tuned, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your time, and hopefully we gave you guys some inspiration, some food for thought. Don't forget to give us your mantras. Don't forget to answer whatever questions we asked during the podcast. And we love you. Thank you so much for the support. Eli, take us out, dog.
All right, Mental Health Anonymous episode 8. We're not gonna title it right now, but we'll have it up. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys another time.